This is all component coming from ECC 3.0. This library are used to build phone numbers in their canonical or dialable format. Here some examples to explain what I mean by canonical phone number. So for you in Russia, this is something like that. You retrieve your country code on your area code here, on the extension number here. For a French canonical phone number, the country code is different. This country code has been attributed by ITU. So for French, it's 33. In France, we don't have the meaning of area code, so we indicate here by 0 that it's our national prefix. On you retrieve after that the extension number. I have also another type of phone numbers. I name that GSM, canonical phone numbers here. It's another type of format used on a mobile phone. On the last type of phone numbers, I name this one dialable phone numbers. This is how to dial from a company to reach a person on the external telephony network. So for example here for Russia, I don't know if it's the external prefix you use, but in this example I use 0 to go outside. You retrieve after that 8. For me it's your national prefix, and after that we retrieve your area code 812 on the extension. If you want to reach somebody in France, perhaps you can dial something like that. The external prefix 0, the international prefix 810, on the country code here 33 for France on the extension. Continue. So this library has two main methods and expose two main methods. The first one is named make phone numbers. So this one generates a dialable phone number from a phone number parameter on a dialing rule. We'll see what is a dialing rule after. One important point here, phone number parameter must not contain the external prefix, because this is the behavior, this is what we want to do with this method. So if we already have the external prefix, you don't have to use this method. Another method is it make canonical number. So this one generates a canonical phone number from phone number parameter according to pattern parameter. We will see what is the pattern in the next slide. If the phone number parameter contains the external prefix, you have to indicate that using isPrefix present parameter. And in this case, we have to set this one to true. This method is generally used to format a number coming from a call log. We have some additional method, make GSM canonical number, so to generate a canonical number as displayed on mobile phone. Another method named MakeCLID, Make Client Identifier. This method tries to clarify the phone number. Is it an international phone number, national, local, or private or public phone number? This method is no more used today. It was used by My Assistant application in the past. We have three other methods: get country list, get country name, and get country code. This is just for test purposes. Next slide. Just some vocabulary about dialing. What I mean by local dialing, long distance dialing or national dialing, international dialing, and what I mean by national prefix. So in this slide, I try to symbolize two countries. Here, France, and here, Russia, and two regions, one for St. Petersburg and another one for Moscow. Each region in Russia has an area code. For St. Petersburg, it's 812, and for Moscow, 495. So in your country, you can dial locally. So you have just to use the extension number. This is what I mean by this arrow. So when you want to reach somebody in St. Petersburg, you don't dial the national prefix nor the area code, just the extension number. If you are in Moscow and you want to reach the same person in St. Petersburg, in this case, you have to dial you have to perform a long distance dialing or national dialing. So you dial the national prefix 8 here, the area code 812, and the extension. On the last case I want to show here, it's a call to an external country, here France. So you have to dial the international prefix, the ITU country code for France, and the extension. As you see here in France, we have no area code for French phone number. Area codes have no meaning. We dial just long distance or national dialing. Some question?
No, it's clear.
It's clear. Perfect.
As far as I know, it all makes via Google Libraries.
Yes, Google Libraries can do the same, I think, but this library is very old and still used, so okay, some word about dialing rule parameters. Dialing rules are defined in the configuration of the OpenTouch. You can define one or many dialing rules on a OT system, but generally there's just one dialing rule. This dialing rule is associated to a user. So what we have in a dialing rule, we have 5 attributes. The first one indicates the country code. Code is a ISO alpha 2 code. So for example, FR for France, RU for Russia, or US for United States. The second parameter, second attribute is area code. If it's a meaning on the country we are. So we have another attribute which is the external prefix. For France, it's often 0, but on other country we find also 9. After that, we have another attribute. It's external phone number length. This length means that when we have enough digits, we can consider that this phone number is an external phone number. So in this case, we should add the external prefix. And we have an exception rule to add this external prefix if the number have some length or begin by something. We will see in an example after how it can be used. Okay. Numbering library use configuration file. We have 4 types of configuration file. The first one is used to customize the country canonical format. We will see in the next slide how to configure this mask. We have also another configuration file to activate or deactivate specific format for some country. I use this one for Belgium, but today I think no more use. All specific format are activated. The main property file is this one, Dialing Rule default.property. This one defines how to build a jailable phone number. We'll see in the next slide what this file contains. And we have a set of property of specific configuration file for some country. In this file, you will retrieve a list of area code or mobile operator prefix. This file a suffix default. As you can see, this is the default file we use. But if we discover in the class path or in the directory, we find some other config file without the suffix default, we use it instead of the default file. Okay, so now a focus about Dialing Rule default.property file. This one contains the list of subject country, and I'll take just two entries here as example, an example for France and for Russia. This property we are using as name of property the ISO alpha 2 code, so FR for France here. And after that we have some fields. The first field here corresponds to the calling country code. After that we have another field which is the internal prefix. here, EFG, this is how to compute an international number. After that, another field indicating how to compose a national number. And the last one here, it's how to compose a local number. And we have two other fields just for debug purpose. France, here the name of the country associated to the ISO alpha 2 code. And you retrieve the same for Russia just below. As you can see, international prefixes are different. National dialing are also different, and local dialing are also different. A focus about how to compose international phone number, national number, and local number. So the letter EFG have a meaning. So E corresponds to how to dial an international phone number. So in this case, if E is indicated here, you have to dial the international prefix plus the ITU country code. After that, we have F. So in this case, you have to dial the area code. And G, you have to dial the extension number. Now, how to compute a national number. First, you can see that here it starts with a digit, 0 for France and 8 for Russia. This is indicating that this is a national prefix, and we have to dial it when we perform a national dialing. E means that you have to dial the area code, so you have to dial for Russia, not for France, but for France we have another letter I, indicating that we should ignore area code. And the last letter is G, so we have to dial the extension. For local number, it's the same. For France, as you can see, for Russia it's different. You have just to dial the extension with G. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So now some word about the canonical pattern on the content of WSP TNP mask default.property file. So we have a default pattern to generate a canonical phone number. So in this file, in this default property file, we use the same pattern for all the country, but this can be customized. So how to compute or to format a canonical number. So the first character is still plus. You have the country code, a space, parentheses, the area code or the national prefix, another pattern, parentheses, space on the extension number. This is the pattern corresponding to that. So C stands for country code. So in this case, we will print the country code, the IT country code. Capital A stands for area code or national prefix. -A stands for area code only. So this can be used to compute GSM canonical phone number. So for example, for France, if in the pattern I have a -A, we don't display the national prefix. We'll see some example in the next slide. And X represents a local digit number, and we can use some field separator, space, parentheses, minus, dot, or slash to separate local digit. In the next slide, some example. So we can fix, for example, here the country code. It's a possibility, but generally we use capital C to print the country code. So two type of phone number here, some French phone number and some German phone number, just to see the difference with capital E. So, for example, in this one, you can see when I use the -E, the national prefix is not present in the output phone number. If I do the same for a German number, you retrieve here the area code. This is the difference. On this pattern are used by mobile application. Okay. Now some word about the algorithm to generate the two main type of phone number, the dialable phone number and the canonical phone number. I start with canonical phone number. This method takes two main parameters, dialing rules, the phone number, and the pattern that is not very often used, on a Boolean indicating if the phone number pass in argument start with the external prefix. So the first thing we do is to validate the input parameter. After that, we try to extract from the phone number parameter the national part. So we suppress all field separator and suppress external prefix if we have an external prefix, and we suppress international prefix also. After that, we have something like a national phone number. So with that, we are trying to format this number to this canonical form. So for that, we try to find a specific implementation to perform the computation. So if we discover in the phone number ITU country code, we will use it to find a classes name ICCNP, for example here for France, T3. If the input phone number does not contain international prefix, we use the country code parameter attribute present in the dialing rules. So if we found a specific implementation, we use it to compute the output phone number. If we don't find a specific implementation, we use the default one, which is ALC CNP classes. Okay. I continue with the second method, which is dialable, make a dialable phone number. So it's a little bit same. We validate the input parameter, and we try to compute the associated canonical phone number with the previous method. After that, we have a canonical format, so we can try to generate the dialable phone number. It's a little bit the same. We try to find a specific implementation. So, for example, if canonical number is a Russian canonical number, we use ALC dialable _7 classes to perform the computation. If we don't find any specific implementation, we use the default one, which is ALC dialable classes. According to the dialing rules on the computed canonical phone number, we will generate an international phone number. If we detect that country codes are different from the country code present in the dialing rules and the country code present in the canonical phone number. If country are the same, we try to know if we should dial a national phone number or not. For that, we check if area codes are different or not. If they are different, we will compute a national phone number. And if the area codes are equal, we will generate a local phone number. Now we have to know if we have to add the external prefix or not. So we just check the length of the generated phone number to know if we should add the external prefix or not. And we check also if it is not an exception. So we check if the length corresponds to the exception and start with some digit. In this case, we don't add the external prefix. We will see in an example after. Some question?
No.
No? Okay. I continue. So here, just to speak about library implementation. I maintain two types of implementation, the Java implementation and the C#. Java implementation is used by OT server component, and C# was used by MyIC for the first target, which is .NET 3.5. And I have another target, which is .NET 4.0 for Outlook plugin. From this implementation, other implementation are done by some other person. So when I deliver a version of the numbering library, I contact this 4 person. This is this one who report my modification in their environment. So for OTC PC client, we are a Qt implementation exists, and this is Jean-Christophe Ferreloc, which is responsible of this implementation. For VHE, this is Sylvain Port. For OTC iPhone, it's Jean-Luc Fascini, and for OTC Android, this is Cedric Bruckner. So you have to contact them to tell them that you have done some modification on the library, and they will report in their environment. Okay. Here, just the list of the components using the Java library. So these components are located on the OT server. So you have some services, UDA, Martin and Chameleon. Some web application, the NOE application, my messaging, my phone, my assistant, and voice application, and also OAMP application, CMS, on web admin. Just this slide to indicate that we have some tool to perform some tests. We have some graphic application for Java, but also for C#. We will see a demo with Java test application, and we have also some unit test. So for Java, we use JUnit, and for C# we use another version of JUnit for C# named NUnit. So I can perform perhaps a test with the graphical tool. Oops. Up. Okay. So here you can configure the dialing rule on the top of the application. So for example, for France, there is no meaning for area code, so I leave it blank. So if I want to compute something, for example, I want to compute canonical number, okay, can perform like that. You can configure the pattern if you want. If I want to separate and do something like that, so the output is different. If I want to dial, I can click here, so you can see that external prefix has been added here. If I want, I can use a canonical format as input. Sorry. So to reformat the canonical number according to the pattern, you can use it to compute the dialable form. Okay. Germany. Okay. I can perform some tests with another country. Okay, we have an error here. Oops, C. Okay, we want to dial. This is an international dialing, so we retrieve the national prefix here for France 00 on the country code. I can enter here a German phone number, something like that. Okay, so in this case, the library has detected that there is a known area code here, 20. This is for Berlin. I can add here a country code. Don't remember valid country code in perhaps this one. Try to dial. Okay. In this case, it's the same as for Russia. We have to dial a long distance. So we retrieve the external prefix here, national prefix for Deutschland, and the area code. If I change the area code here to set 30 for Berlin, as you can see, in this case, we compute a local dialing, the external prefix and the extension. Do you have some question?
No questions?
Okay. Okay, so I continue. So it's all the component. So to build and to deliver, we still use on script. It's the same behavior that I described in the previous day. So you have a build.xml file to describe how to build, the project.xml file to indicate the dependency. It's the same property to set the output build directory and the directory containing the dependency. So you have three main targets: to build the jar file, another to build test to build the application I show you previously, and another one, JUnit, to perform the test, the unit test. Perhaps I can show you that. So this target compile the library and run the JUnit test. Okay. JUnit tests are passed successfully. Perhaps we can have a look of the class implementing the test. This is this one. Okay, so it's a basic JUnit case. So we have many tests, as you can see. Perhaps we have specific tests for Russia. Yes. So we perform many tests with this library, and it's something good to check the regression. Yes, we have this one to test canonical phone number for Russia, and other for to test make dealable phone number for. Good. Okay. Okay, continue. So this is the part how to build the Java library on the tool, on the test tool. Here another slide to explain how to build C# library. So first of all, you have to have Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. This is what I use today. You have also to install NUnit package on NUnit test tool to be able to compile NUnit test. So it's the same behavior as for Java. The targets are just different. So here you build DLL. In this case, we have two targets, .NET 5 and .NET 4.0. So two DLL are built. If you want to build the test library, you have to provide the target build unit. Perhaps we can have a look about this. So I should have a unit here. Yes. Okay, this is the tool. Okay, so I have already associated the tool to the test library here, but how to use it? Mm. I will create a new project to show you. So I have to associate here the test library. So I think I have already built here. Library. Sorry, not this one. No, I have the good version. Okay, I had to produce a new version of the test library. Just a second. I don't provide property build dir or lead dir. I use the default one. Build. Don't remember. Unit. So first of all, we build the two target okay. So sudo retrieve now. Okay, delivery and test unit here. So now I can run test to check if all is going right. Okay, it seems it worked. Okay, so I continue here. So perhaps some word about the repository structure. It's a standard structure. So you have two main folders, one for Java, another was C# on the Mercurial repository. So in Java, you retrieve the build folder with the script and the associated dependency file. We see what we have in the configuration folder. This is all the configuration file. I maintain a ArraList.txt file to list the CR I have delivered. SRC is the source code, and we have a folder with some specific file for testing. C#. So I have a common folder, but it is not used today. So the main folder is standard, and you retrieve the build script in the build folder here. We have three projects: the DLL, the test application, and the unit test here. We have a last folder, Windows Mobile 6, but this one is no more used today. So, some word about Java configuration file. These one are used for Java, but also by C#. So when the DLL is built, we retrieve the configuration file from the Java folders, and we put all this file inside the DLL. Okay. Just some word about the configuration file. Okay. So you retrieve here the main configuration file with all the supported country, the ITU country code, the international prefix, how to dial the international phone number, national number, or local number. I think there is more than 200 countries here. Okay. This one, just to show what was the default pattern for some country, but it's the same for all of us. All of them, sorry. An example perhaps for Deutschland here. So here you retrieve many area code, something like 5,000, I think. Okay. Okay, something like 500,000. We have area code also, I think, mobile prefix. I think this is this one in Germany. Perhaps another example here. Okay, in this one, no mobile prefix. Yes, okay. For this one, I think it's for Colombia. We have just some area code, but we have also some operator prefix. And this is used by ALC CNP classes to format the canonical number. Okay, about this configuration file. I continue. Yes, some reference here. I don't retrieve some new document. This very old document from 2004 and 2005. I think this one is in French, but I think we have some part in English, and this one also can be interesting. to develop new specific implementation, I use very often external documentation. For example, I use Wikipedia. It's easy to understand, but you can also use on the website the International Numbering Plan. A part is for free, and I use this part, but if you want to have the complete documentation, you have to pay for that. The Mercurial link here, and that's all for the reference. So last activity. So like for other component, we have done some adaptation about character encoding. When we change to OpenJDK build platform, the last delivery, 1.1.1.10 has been delivered 6 months ago, and there is no CR since 9 months. I finish for the presentation. Do you have questions?
Just now, I think no, for me.
For me too.
Okay. Okay. So see you tomorrow for our next conference.
Okay, thank you, Michel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you a lot. Have a good day. Yes. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.